Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the vlog. So, this is the longer version of the video where we show you and demonstrate and summarize what the ultimate body care routine is. And here we have just a selection of some of the TallChic Naturals products. We've got quite a few ranges actually, and with each range, you're going to get the same product with each range differing by fragrance and by consistency to adapt to both, the theme of the range and also to weather conditions. For example, you've got Mafura Frost here, which was um, specifically created just for winter, and you've got Mafura Primus created to adapt your skin to summer, and then you've got things like Mafura Eden, which are for summer. Sorry, Primus is for spring. Excuse my error there. And then you've got your generic body oils, which can be used all year round, depending on your skin needs. So with each, we've just created with these ranges like your basic essentials body care range. So with body care, what you really need to do is moisturization, nourishment, and repair. That's what your skin needs. So it depends on where your skin is and how healthy your skin is, really. If your skin is very dry, or you just feel like having like the odd at home self pampering day, this is a very, very good routine and it works very, very well for winter skin. And to be honest, you could use them with any one of these products. Obviously, with these, you're going to get maybe slightly thicker lotions and butters. So, with each range, what we really have is we would have a lotion, you would have a body wash or shower gel. Difference between a body wash and a shower gel, and I'm going to explain all of these things in this video. We would have a body spray, we'd have a body butter and a body scrub. And then, of course, we've got the oils in three of the ranges for now. So let me just explain the difference between these things and let's talk about the routine step by step. So the routine should always start with a wash of some sort. And you could use the shower gel or the body wash. Now, most people are quite familiar with shower gels as a gel consistency, similar to a hand wash. You use it, and in fact, most shower gels do double as hand washes in a lot of products that you see in the supermarket or anywhere else. You get hand and body wash or something like that. It really doesn't matter. The hand is part of your body anyway. Um, what distinguishes a hand wash from a body wash is, in some cases, antimicrobial properties, especially since COVID, that has become something really, really um, enhanced, I would say, in a lot of products. But technically, your body wash should be able to do your hands as well. I mean, um, but some people also say, is my face not part of our body? No, and I'll explain. Your face has thinner skin than your body. So what you use on your face should be really, really delicate, more delicate than what you use on your body. These are formulated for the body, and there's a reason they're made that way. It's just because the nature of the skin on your face compared to the skin on your body is different. You're more likely to develop sensitivity on your face before you do on your body. And that's the norm with most people, unless, of course, you have somebody who's just naturally sensitive. I mean, there are people who, it's everywhere. So if you're suffering from dry skin, or you just want to pamper yourself, you just want to give yourself like a really, really deep self-care routine, you're not in a hurry, you just want to really, get in there. This is the routine for you. So shower gel, thick consistency, can be used by anyone. However, if you do have dry skin, I'd recommend you use the body wash. Why? Because it's a creamy consistency. It has, in this body wash that we have here, and in all of our body washes, we use oats, colloidal oats, which is really, really good for the skin. And we also use Mafura butter. Mafura butter, as I've explained in previous videos, is a butter that's lightweight, that absorbs into the skin very, very easily, and works really, really fast. And it is my preferred butter. It's not to say that other butters do not work. No, they do. They do the job. Any natural butter is good for you, and they all have their specific properties. But from my research, and again, this is my viewpoint. It's up to you to research and try for yourself. Nothing wrong with any one of them. But in terms of all round goodness, Mafura butter does have it. Shea comes a very close second, and mango comes a very close third, with cocoa butter being the fourth. And then there are other butters that do other things. But I use Mafura butter because it does address every single skin problem. It tries to, on contact with the skin, the first thing it tries to do is see where I can protect it from dryness. So it does try to reach your cell membranes, and then tries to protect your skin, and then tries to, encourage the moisture barrier to get stronger. And really, that's what takes a person from having extremely dry, itchy skin to that kind of soothing feeling. So the oats in this one provides that soothing feeling. And shea does a little bit of that as well. That's why shea is also very good for um, people with eczema. So is Mafura. So in this one, we use pure Mafura butter. We do not use any mix in this one. But they are mixed in our body butters, just to let you know. So like I said, you would start off with any one of these two. So the cleansing phase is what you need. The next phase is to exfoliate, and any one of our body scrubs will do the same thing. Again, the body scrubs are pretty similar, um, all made with sugar. Some have jojoba beads, like this one, for example. And I'm going to show you. You've probably seen this before. And if you go on our website and look at Chantel Coffee's review, she has a big, good up close of this one. So this one has, they're all foaming bath butter based. That's what they do. And that's formulated on purpose. Reason being, when you exfoliate and you're exfoliating at home, you want to be gentle with your skin. You don't want to over exfoliate. Most people, most of my clients, if you're going to use this, it's suitable for everyday use. However, we all know by now that the skin, and if you don't know, I'm going to say anyway, the skin goes through cycles. We shed skin. We want to get rid of dead skin cells, because most of the time that just sheds on its own and becomes the dust you see in your house, or part of the dust you see in your house. But yes, most people do not know that dust does contain skin cells that we've shed. We shed skin as well, but just not on the same level as reptiles. We don't like completely change skin and grow. But our skin does shed, and some of it needs to be done away. And then, if you, depending on what your day is, or if you're quite active, you sweat on the skin and all that, some of that just needs to be properly cleansed. So if you want to give yourself that deep, proper cleanse, you want to do an exfoliator straight after that. Now, I have been asked if that will cause sensitivity. No. If you're dry skinned or you're sensitive skin, I might say you should skip that step. This in itself will cleanse you anyway. But we're talking about getting your skin to like its ultimate prep level. I don't know, ladies, you know what I mean. If you're trying to just give yourself that glistening glow, that's what you want to do. So you would do the exfoliation next. The exfoliators are quite gentle. Like I said, they're foaming bath based. So it's basically equivalent to giving yourself another shower with like a little exfoliating. I don't know if some of you have bought these shower gels that have like exfoliating beads in them. That's what the body scrubs that we have here. Now, there are different types of body scrubs. You've got stuff like this, which is mild, and then you've got body polishes, which is what you will get in a spa with a salt scrub or sugar scrub. If you went to do a hammam bath, for example, and you really, really, I would say if you're not doing this regularly, I would do a hammam bath once every month to once every 2 months. That really gets rid of everything. I mean, you come out of there smooth as a baby, so that's what you would use like a body polish, which is just pure salt, pure sugar. It's pure exfoliant, so that's stronger and harsher on the skin. Again, the way they would use it there on sensitive skin, they're specialists on skin, so they would know how to do. But if you're looking at home use and just to get that you want to do that here with these kind of products every day. Um, so after doing the exfoliation, the next step will be the moisturization. Now, there's two ways you can do it depending on your skin needs. I suffer from, I've got, most people have different kind of skin on their face and on their body. If you're lucky, everything is the same. All my face is oily, my body is dry. So I tend to go for the body butter because of that. And I really, douse myself in the body butter. The body butters are quite, well, this one is quite thick and rich, very, very good for colder months, whereas this one's a bit lighter. However, in the summer, a lotion will be just as good. So, depending on your needs, if you don't feel you need that much, a lotion will do the job and it will be okay to moisturize. Now, the body butter can be used on both wet and dry skin. I use mine on dry skin. My husband uses the same one on wet skin. Well, not wet, damp skin, I would say. Not wet. You want to be a bit damp, not like soaking wet. Just, that I don't know how to explain it, where you've got like real condensation in the bathroom and it's kind of on your body. That's what you want to use. And he swears by it. He swears by that method. I'm just somebody who likes to use it dry because I want the thing to really, go in. So, but in summer, I would be using this. You can use the Primus body butter in summer. Again, some people suffer dryness all year round. I tend to suffer dryness a bit more in the winter, so I would go more with this in summer, and it would be sufficient. But if I was doing winter, I would go more with a butter. The next step after that is quite simple. Now, in winter, I tend to do, and by winter, I try to classify winter into two seasons. There's early winter, which is leading up to December, which is like, okay, introduction to the cold. In my view, it's like the weather introducing you to that, the cold is coming, but the temperatures are generally above zero at that time. But when we come to the new year, which is where we are now, the temperature falls. Like in London, in fact, everywhere in the world, temperature has been really, really cold. I mean, where I live, which is probably the warmer part of the UK, we've seen temperatures in the morning of -2, for anything from -3, right up to 5 degrees. Other parts of the countries are consistently in negative temperatures. So when it gets to negative temperatures, I do what they call a double moisturization. After using the body butter, I literally go in with an oil. And you can do them the other way around as well. Now, there's two ways you can use this oil. Now, some people use it on dry skin. I don't think it's effective on dry skin because what an oil does is it seals moisture. So if you don't even have moisture there, what are you sealing? You're not really giving it the oil is just going to sit on the skin and then eventually merge with the sweat and everything. It's not going to do the job. If you want to do the job directly, you would pick an oil. Any one of the oils would do, depending on how you feel about fragrance. That one's the Mafura Femme, which is the original one that we have, the one that smells like oud. That's the one I think you guys like quite a lot. And then we've extended that to Mafura Eden and Mafura Mystique, all available on the website. And what you can do is you can use the oil straight after the butter, or you can come out now. Here you can use the oil directly wet. And I don't know if those of you who remember back in the day, there used to be an advert for Johnson's baby oil. It's a similar thing. Any body oil would do the same thing. um, our body oils are just a mix of all the good oils from the body. We definitely use things like cocoa oil, we use jojoba, we use sweet almond oil, fractionated coconut oil, we use macadamia nut oil, evening primrose. Only thing I'm going to say is there is a lot of nut oils in here. So if you are allergic to any one of these nut oils, I suggest you find out whether you can use this product or not. I do tell everybody we do use a lot of nut oils. However, they are pure sourced, but you know, you need to check for yourself whether this is something that you can use. if you're particularly if you're allergic to nuts. We do have a warning saying it might not be suitable for somebody who's allergic to nuts. But I am not, so I can. If you are, I suggest you check with a doctor, figure out whether any one of those oils is suitable for you before you use them. Otherwise, it's just we combine these oils because I wanted this oil to give the benefit of every single type of oil because each one of those oils that I've listed is great for the skin on its own. But this has combined to produce a product that's just really lush and quite soothing actually. Once you put it on, it's really, really soothing. And it's also very lightweight. That's the thing. I don't know if you guys can see my arm, but I've been using moisturizer all day and my arm literally remains like this. It's not, you don't get this oily residue. I've created these products so that they sink into the skin and do what they're supposed to do in the skin so that you can get the goodness of the ingredient themselves. So that's my personal preference on how I've created and formulated these products. So they're quite lightweight. They're lightweight enough to be not greasy, but heavy enough to really sink in, if you get my drift. So I would do that in winter. Now, I've had clients use the oils and the butters and the lotions in different ways. Like if you have people visiting the UK around this time of year, they tend to go for the butter and oil. They would do the double. And I've had clients also visiting the UK from warmer countries will do the double but with a body lotion. So they would go, okay, give me your thick body lotion and one of the oils. And they would do that because the minute you come to a climate that you're not used to, your body starts to get dry, which is something that's always fascinated me. And I'm going to tell you guys a story. I, this time last year, I was in Dubai and it was very warm. It was 25 degrees centigrade, which is above zero, but that's centigrade or Fahrenheit, but it's above zero. Fairly warm for what I am used to in the summer. Now, this was the reverse. I was coming from winter straight into what would be spring stroke early summer in the UK. Again, I tend to, I don't know, I have this habit of dividing the weathers into two. I say early and late. So the early is when, it's warm but not too warm, and then you get the whoa, really, really warm heat like towards August, September, and you're like, you can't wait for winter to come at that point in time. And then you regret your words as soon as winter comes. But anyway, um, so early spring, late spring, early summer, I found that my skin got really dry. I expected the opposite to happen, but my skin was so dry for the first 2 days. Luckily, I had one of my body butters on me, and that's what I used. It was so strange. It was so strange that I didn't think it worked the reverse way. But I think if your skin is used to a particular climate, it can actually your skin will behave differently when you go somewhere else because summer in the UK doesn't quite feel the same as summer everywhere else. I don't know how to explain it, but everyone has told me it's probably because of the way the houses are built. Houses in the UK are built for a colder climate. Having warm weather is rare. It's not the norm. So when we get it, we feel really uncomfortably hot. Whereas over there, it was like a dry heat. There wasn't much moisture in the air. So I immediately recognized that there was the lack of moisture was what was making me dry, even though it was very warm. Did not feel sweaty one time, did not feel, it actually solved the problem. So I just thought I'd share that. If anyone knows why that happened, please let me know. But it took me having something like that because it just didn't work for me. Not using something, I thought the body lotion was going to be good enough. And actually, I actually had that body lotion. I thought that was going to be good enough, but it didn't do the job. So I had to use the body butter instead. I always carry these with me. I always carry one eh, thing with me everywhere I go, depending on where I'm going to. So that actually worked. Now, this year, I went to the US very briefly, and it was much colder than the UK. Temperature was the same, but the wind factor, so the temperature on average was about -2 to 5, like I would say. But the wind factor made it feel like minus 15. I mean, it snowed a lot. So I was basically stuck in my hotel room and didn't do very much except when my friend, came to get me. Hi, bestie. And she came to get me and we went out to places. I rarely ventured outside my hotel room because I was like, there is no way. I was supposed to go see my cousin who lived in the same state, and all I could think about was I'm not going to stand freezing in the train station. And it was just like, it was so cold, and it was just the wind that made the difference. And this is what I took with me, and I'm so glad I took that one with me because I think that was the best choice. Because this really, really, it wasn't even this, it was the body butter actually that I took. I took the body butter and the body wash, even though the hotel has its own, but I always take mine. And I was happy that I took that because that really took care of my skin. That kept me from drying because my skin also got very, very dry in that extreme cold. And it would have started to crack had I not, taken care of that. So, that explains what this body does, what these products do. Sorry. And at the end of the routine, depending on how you're feeling, I mean, if you want to, you could use a body spray just to, give yourself that sense of freshness. Again, that depends on how you're feeling about the range. We have them in all our ranges, except for the Mafura Mystique. Um, yeah, so that's the routine really. That's what you should. That's the proper way to use the products. Again, nothing stops you from using them individually. That is a matter of choice. Most people will usually just use one or two of them, three at best. Uh, but if you wanted to, this routine that I've spoken about is really about giving yourself that full self pampering experience where you want to really, really go in and properly cleanse and properly make sure that you're getting the right nutrients to the skin. Think about it like when you do a at home facial, something similar where you go through all the steps, for example. So it's really like something similar, but for your body. Um, and of course, if you want to get a proper scrub, you should go into a spa and get a salt or sugar scrub. They'll give you a great rub down, and you'll come out of there feeling like $1 million. And by now, you guys know that these products are actually in the Gloss Spa. They're actually being used by the Gloss Spa practitioners today. I did explain to them that I formulated them myself, and then they tried it on a couple of clients. They tried it themselves, and they fell in love with it, and decided they wanted them in their establishment, which took me by surprise because I hadn't really thought about creating them for spa level. I had in mind when I was creating these formulas at home use, but their clients seem to love them. So they do the same routine that I have said. If you go in there, they would do the exact thing I've said. They would use all the products on you. And they do have their own, salt spa, salt scrubs and everything, depending on what it is you want. But they do have a routine that they follow that follows what I have just said here. So yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. Um, do visit the website www.tallchicnaturals.com. And we're also on Facebook, we're also on Instagram. And this video is going to be going on YouTube. We're going to do quite a lot of video content this year, which I hadn't really had time to do last year. So we're going to be doing quite a lot of video content. We're going to be talking about various topics. One change you're going to see on the website is we're changing the blog section to now video content. Um, it took me a while because I'm a little bit old school and I come from a little bit of a you got to read background. But having said that, I myself these days, the more modern way to do things is to use more visual kind of cues and it makes sense really because words sometimes just become too much, especially if you got so much that you want to do. So we're going to be changing that blog to a vlog section, and a lot of these videos are going to go up there, which will be really feeding our YouTube section. So do visit the website. We've revamped the website. We've moved a few sections around just to make it easier to find the information you're looking for, and we've taken that from A lot of feedback. I have to say that came a lot of feedback and a lot of suggestions that came, and we took that on board and we've just revamped everything. So there you have it. That is the ultimate skincare routine. So feel free to ask any questions in the comment section on YouTube, or send us a message, however, and then we'll address that in probably another video. So till the next time, bye.